Welcome. I'm glad you've joined me. Toward the end of January here in Iowa, we've not had a lot of snow, but that's going to change pretty quick. Beautiful day. It's going to be in the 30s today, which is unusual for this time of year, but we've got February to get through. In fact, we only have a couple months to get through. I am in the process right now of recoating my exhaust, or I should say my muffler and the heat shields on my bike. They are all very badly rusted. 3 years on the bike, and they look like they've been on for 20 years. And maybe some of that's my fault, riding in the rain like I do and riding in early. But it is what it is. When the exhaust came, I noticed that the paint on it did not seem like it was very substantial. And I guess I was right. Anyway, a friend of mine from Nebraska, Jason Sindelar, has a company, or just sold a company, where they do, it's a high temp powder coating. And so rather than being black, it'll look chrome, and that's okay with me as well. Anyway, that's not my subject today. I want to talk to you about practicing your riding skills. I have ridden for a number of years. In fact, I'm one of the old salts. I'm not going to tell you how many years I've ridden. I just looked at a bio of a guy that's going to speak for us doing a accident scene management course on Saturday, and I think it said he's ridden his motorcycle for 59 years. Okay, I've been close to 50 probably, where I've ridden motorcycle for that long. So some of us old salts, we think we have arrived. We think that we are so good at riding that we do not need to keep up our skills. I beg to differ. I think that as long as you ride, you always need to work on your skills. It is not a bad idea to take an advanced rider's course every once in a while. In fact, I'm hoping if they do it on any day but a Sunday here in Iowa, I would like to take an advanced rider's course. This new bike is a little different for me. Things are, I say new, it's a 17, but I've never had a motorcycle with anti-lock brakes. I've never had a motorcycle with link brakes. I did not think I would like it when I first got it, because I like to, if I have to have my rear tire brake loose or my front tire brake loose, I want to do it when I want it to do. But I have learned this. I have never ridden a motorcycle with better brakes than what I have right now. So that means I don't have to practice. That's wrong. Hey, I want to encourage you. Here in Iowa, we have a lot of county blacktops that you can get out, and there will not be another soul. Maybe where you live, there are some places where you can ride where you don't see another soul. Get your motorcycle up to operating speed and practice stopping. Work on panic stops. We, at times, if we don't work on panic stops, we will come to a panic stop and it'll be too late. The guys I ride with says, yeah, we work on panic stops every time you lead us. That may be. But I want to encourage you to practice stopping. See how quickly you can get your motorcycle to stop without breaking loose your tires. See how quick you can shut things down. Another thing to practice is swerving. Just a quick swerve. Just to get away from an accident. To avoid accidents. In Iowa, we have deer. I need to learn how to get that bike moved quickly when a deer's crossing the road if it's right in front of you. One of the things that really bothers me is the thought of hitting a deer at highway speeds. I've had friends who have hit deer. They don't come out real good with that, although they haven't been hurt terribly bad, the ones I know, but I know one guy that was killed. So practice swerving. Another thing to practice is your cornering. When you're doing curbs, I always say stay in your tire track. See, we ride two up, and I'll do a video on why we do that. But we ride side by side, and you'll see us do curbs. And there is no reason that you on your bike need to leave that tire track. I'm saying tire track. It's like a car travels and you got a tire here and a tire there. There's worse spots in the highway where they would sit. Make sure you stay on your line. Don't be taking up the whole stinking road when you're doing a curve. Stay on your tire track. Work on that. And if you're not good at it, work on it and work on it and work on it. Go slow if you have to and eventually speed up to where you can stay on that track smooth and straight and keep on going. Another thing you can work on is parking lot maneuvers. Work on doing U-turns. Get in a parking lot. Just work on doing tight U-turns. Your bike will turn a lot tighter than you think it can. One of the things I'm working on, and it's because I have this hydraulic clutch on this bike. That's the only thing I don't like about the Road Glide is the hydraulic clutch. Man, I just don't get any clutch feel, and it engages when you're clear out at the end of the clutch. Clear out at the end, and I'm not used to that. And so this spring, when I get my bike put back together again, I will be working on U-turns again, slow speed turns, maybe a cone weave or two. It's fun because I every once in a while I would go by where the DOT does their testing, and they have all their marks out there. It's fun to take my bagger and try to go through the course and see how well I do. But that's all practice. When you are riding, you need to make sure that you keep getting better. Because if you're not continuing to go forward, you're going backwards. I want to encourage you to practice, practice, practice. Practice does not make perfect. Practice makes you better. We've got a lot of guys out there that barely ride. A lot of guys out there that just go tavern to tavern or bar to bar. And that's all they do, and they don't ride much, and then they get on a big ride and they think that they are a really good rider, and they are devastated when they're told, I don't want to ride next to you. You're all over the road. I don't want to ride near you because I don't want to see you die. I've got a friend that I told him not long ago, says, I don't really want to ride with you. Says, why? I don't ride next to you. It says, I ride behind you. He says, yeah, but I'm looking at my rearview mirror, and one of these times I expect to see you die because he don't do curves very good. In fact, he sits there and has every mistake that a new rider would have, and he's been riding longer than that. Practice. Get better at your riding skills. We as bikers need to be on our A game because motorcycling is dangerous. So last week I was on the phone with an old hardcore biker, one of the guys with a big burly beard that makes me ashamed of my beard. I mean, this guy's got a beard. And we were talking about it, and he made this mention. He was also an EMT at one time. He says there is no way to make motorcycling safe. Motorcycling, by virtue of what it is, will always be somewhat of a dangerous activity. Because of that, our skills need to be at the top. We need to practice riding. We need to be good riders. And that doesn't mean you have to take chances when you ride. Doesn't mean you have to ride hard all the time. But it does mean you need to be able to handle that motorcycle and have it do exactly what you want it to do, rather than getting in a panic situation and realizing, I don't know how to swerve very well. I can't stop very well. There was an occasion where I was near Kansas City, near the casino. It seemed like there's always an accident there. And riding by, I was coming home. It had been a long ride. I had been on the road probably 14 hours at that point, riding home from Mississippi. And there was an accident in front of me. Somebody pulling off the interstate, off I-35, and apparently hit their brakes, and a guy hit him from behind. I locked up my bike, and I'm sitting there, and I'm seeing ahead, and I glance in the mirror, and there's a pickup coming, just barreling away. And so I had my bike locked up. I was there. I was almost stopped. I saw him, and I quick dropped a couple gears and went around and literally lane splitted that area. Well, what happened was the pickup that was behind me smashed into the rear end of the car that was in front of me. If I hadn't been able to maneuver and swerve out of the way and be able to get where I needed to go, I would have been in that accident, and I would have been a squished sandwich. You see, I always want to be at the top of my skill level when I'm riding, and it should be the same with you. Keep progressing. Keep getting better when you ride. Always practice, practice, practice. Even when I'm on a ride with other people, I'm practicing. I'm practicing my distance. I'm practicing keeping on the right line. I'm practicing riding because I know that those skills will one day come in handy. As a Christian, I need to keep going forward. Philippians chapter 3. Paul talked about what he gave up for the Lord, and he said this. Verse 12, Philippians 3. Not that I have already attained or am already perfected, but I press on that I may lay hold of that for which Christ Jesus has also laid hold of me. Brethren, I do not count myself to have apprehended, but one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind and reaching forward to those things which are ahead, I press toward the goal for the prize of the upward call of God in Christ Jesus. Paul is saying, I press on. I haven't apprehended. I'm not there. As a follower of Jesus Christ, I need to realize that I am not where I want to be. I need to keep pressing forward. I need to spend more time in the Word, more time in prayer, more time in the disciplines of the Christian life. Because when I think I have arrived, I am in mortal danger. Just like the biker who thinks they don't have to practice, the biker who thinks they are as good a rider as they're ever going to be, they are in deep danger if they keep riding. So you, Christian, you think that you're as good as you're going to be. You think you have grown as much as you will ever grow spiritually. You think nobody can teach you anything. Beware, because you're in deep danger. Don't accept mediocrity in your Christian life as you do not accept it in your motorcycling life. Press on, go forward, and keep on serving the Lord. Hey, I want to thank you for joining me this beautiful day here in Iowa. I want to thank you for giving me your time to listen to this, and I want to encourage you to practice your motorcycle riding. Get better every trip. Make sure that you are just progressing forward and going forward and doing well. Have a great day.